Good evening, ma'am.
Okay. So last class I have started about car data. I have completed the non-car data. Okay, so we are going with the car data topic. So what is the difference between the car data and non-car data? If you see, based on the vertebral column only. Okay, wow. So if it is the non-car data, if you check mostly when that vertebral column, that is rod like shape. Okay, we have our backbone, we have with the vertebral column, right? So that structure is absent in non-cardates, but in a cardates when it is comes, okay, it is referred to, car data means it's referred to a rod like structure. Car data means nothing but it is a rod like structures are called as, what is that, a car data. Okay, ma. Actually in non-car data we have discussed a large number of species, many species are included in the non-cardates. But in the cardates, if you see, it is successfully only few members. Okay, only few members of species only adapted, like some aquatic and some animals are terrestrial environment. So that only included. Okay, va. So in the cardates nale main enna noto card. Okay, so the noto card is present in animals, which is called as a cardates. Okay, so the noto card is present in animals அப்படின்னு இருந்துச்சுனாலே, which is called as, what is that, cardates. So that noto cardனா என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, it is a dorsal hollow nerve card. Okay, it is a dorsal hollow nerve card. Okay, it is present in the, what is that, in a cardata of the animals. Okay, mostly like notocards. Okay, in a non-cardates, in the cardate animals, mostly the body is, what is that, bilaterally symmetrical. So we know bilaterally symmetrical means the body can able to divide into, what is that, two equal halves. Two equal halves. So already we studied about symmetry. In that we have discussed about radially symmetry, asymmetry, bilateral symmetry. In that bilateral symmetry na, the body of organism can able to divide into two equal halves. So which is called as, what is that, the bilateral symmetry. And triploblastic animals. So most of this cardate animals are comes under the triploblastic. Okay, they have, what is that, endoderm, mesoderm and ectoderm, like a three body cavities are present. So they are comes under the, what is that, a triploblastic. And they are also called as coelomate with the organ system level of organization. So up to the non-cardate, if you discuss, so maximum number of species only the tissue level, tissue to only the few only we came to know they are in the organ level. But in this, the notocard animals, that is in the cardates, if you see, most of the majority of the animals, they have, what is that, coelomates. They have a true body cavity. With that they have a organ system level of organization. Okay, and they also have a possess, what is that, a tail, and it is a closed circulatory system. They have a closed circulatory system, and also they have a tail in their body. Okay, so these all are comes under the, what is that, the important characteristic of the, what, the cardates. Okay, and also we have discussed, as the last class also I have told. So in the general characters about the cardates, I told it is the presence of notocard. Okay, presence of notocard. Okay, cardate is referred to a rod shaped structure is called as a notocard is present. So majority of the animals, okay, majority of the animals included. One second.
Good evening.
Majority, no. Good evening, Bhumika. Good evening. Okay, majority of the species are included in the non-cardates, but in the cardates, okay, not a large number, but some members of animals are included. That we have discussed. Okay, and also they have important character of, what is that, dorsal hollow nerve cord. Okay, and also they have what is that? A post anal tail, and they are bilaterally symmetry, triploblastic, and they are coelomates with the organs level of system of the organization. So this is the what? A general characteristic of the what? The chordates. And the fundamental chordates character this only. Okay, and the chordates are classified into three types. Okay, the chordate animals are classified into three types. One வந்து Urochordata. Okay, the second one is Cephalochordata. Okay, Urochordata and Cephalochordata. Okay, so these are the what is that? Some of the classification. Okay, Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. So these are the three subdivision, subphylum of the what is that? The Chordata. Okay, and first, if you see Eurocard data, so I'll go with the sharing of paper. Children, can you able to see the screen? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Lisa, can you? Yes. And so now we are going to discuss about the car data, which is divided into three subphylum. So one is Urocardata or Tunicata, and second one is Cephalocardata, and the third one is Urocardata. Okay, so first we are going to discuss about the what is that? The Urocardata. Okay, Urocardata means the word Euro means tail. Okay, the word Euro means tail. Okay, and card data means, okay, the data means bearing. So Eurochordata means tail bearing animals. What is the Eurochordata meaning? Please make a note of it. In a Latin word, Eurochordata means what is that? A tail bearing animals are called as Eurochordata. Okay, so here in these animals, mostly these animals are live in the marine. Eurochordata animals are live in the marine. Okay, so here the body is unsegmented. Body வந்து segmentation கிடையாது. Okay, the body is unsegmented. Okay, and so they have what is that? Tail like organs. Tunicata. The tunicata meanings வந்து என்னன்னா they have a tail. Okay, and the notochord is present only in the larval stage. It is given the notochord is present only in the larval stage. Okay, so that it is called as Urochordata. So the tail bearing animal only which is present in the larval stage. So this is what about the what is that? The Urochordata. Here, larval stage. In Urochordata, the dorsal nerve cord is present in the nerve stage. That is, notochord is present only in the larval stage. So it is reduced. Okay, when it will become the larva, when it is reached to the adult, what happened? The notochord become what is that? Get reduced. The notochord become reduced. So this is what about the what is that? Urochordata. Okay, va? So the chordata, which is divided into three subphylum. So the first subphylum is what is that? Urochordata. Okay, Euro means a tail, chordata means a tail bearing animals in a Latin word. It is also called as a tunicata. Majority of the marine living animals are comes under included in the what is that? In this subphylum. Okay, so if you see the body is unsegmented, okay, and the body is also made up of what is that? The polysaccharides body. Okay, so these animals body வந்து எதால ஆயிருக்கும்னா which is made up of what is that? Polysaccharides. That polysaccharide name is called as, please make a note, tunicine. Tunicine. Okay, tunicine. So Urochordata animals, the body is made up of polysaccharides. This polysaccharide is called as tunicine. Okay, and the notochord is present only in the larval stage, so that only it is called as, what is that? The Urochordata. Later, when it is reached to the adult stage, it will be disintegrate. Okay, it will be reduced. Okay, va? So this is what about the, what is that? The Urochordata. Okay, examples of some of the animals. Okay, acidica and sulfa. Okay, and so branchiostoma. Okay, sulfa, branchiostoma. Okay, acidica and herdmanica. These all are animals are comes under the, what is that? Urochordata. So this animal is comes under, okay, acidica is animal which is comes under the Urochordata, and this sulfa which is comes under the, what is that? The Urochordata animals. So this is what about subphylum Urochordata. And next one வந்து about the cephalochordata. So the next one வந்து cephalochordata. This is, okay, branchiostoma. It is comes under the cephalochordata. Can you give me example for Urochordata? Asodicma. Can you give me example for Urochordata? Asadica and
Acidica,
sulfa.
Safa, Sulfur.
Asadica and sulfa is an example of, what is that? And sulfa is an
Urogardeta.
example of, what is that? Urochordata.
Urogardeta.
And, yeah, and branchiostoma. Okay, branchiostoma is an example of, what is that? Cephalochordata. Okay, here in the Greek word cephalo meaning enna, it is the head. What is that meaning? Head. Chordata means cord. Okay, so what is that? Head bearing animals. What is the meaning of Greek word? Cephalochordata means, what is that? Head, and chordata means bearing. So tail bearing animals are comes under the Urochordata, and head bearing animals are comes under the, what is that? Cephalochordata. So example, the branchiostoma. Okay, it is an example of, what is that? The cephalochordata. Okay, so in this sea, these also animals also mostly in the marine farms. Okay, so if you see the body of these animals are very small and fish like. Okay, these animals are எப்படி இருக்கும்னா பார்க்கிறதுக்கு it like, what is that? The fish like animals. Okay, and cephalochordata is often also called as, what is that? Protochordates. So both Urochordata and cephalochordata are often is referred to as, what is that? Protochordates. Okay, see these both are exclusively, what is that? Marine. Okay, these both are, what is that? Exclusively in the marine organisms. They have, what is that? They are from the head to tail. They have a region from head to tail region they have. Okay, throughout the life they have these structures. Throughout the life they have a structure of head and tail. So head, tail are the both also present in these organisms. Okay, throughout the life. Okay, so throughout the life they have, what is that? The like head and tail இருக்கிறதுனால they are called as head bearing animals and also tail bearing animals. Okay, so here also notochord is present. Okay, notochord is present. So this notochord extend from the, what is that? Posterior end to anterior. Okay, but here the heart is absent. Okay, heart is absent. Okay, heart is absent, and also the lack of cranium. Cranium also, what is that? Absent for these organisms. So this is what about the, what is that? Cephalochordata. So don't get confused. Urochordata nale tail bearing animal. Cephalochordata head bearing animals. Both together is called as protochordata. Okay, va? Protochordata. And so in Urochordata also marine animals, and the cephalochordata also marine animals. Okay, and the next thing வந்து notochord is present. Okay, in a larval stage. Later வந்து என்ன ஆகுது? Which is converted or disintegrated ஆகுது when it is reached in the adult stage. But in the cephalochordata வந்து என்ன இருக்கும்னா, it is a body வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும்? It will be very small and it is a fish like organisms. Okay, they are look like a fish like. Okay, all the fundamental chordate characters are retained throughout the life. Okay, so the notochord extend from the posterior end to anterior end வரைக்குமே என்னது? The notochord is extended. So this is the notochord. If you check, check posterior end, முன்னாடியில இருந்து till the anterior end வரைக்குமே வந்து என்ன இருக்கும்னா the notochord will be present. Okay, and here this cephalochordata, the heart is absent. Okay, the heart is absent. So this is what about the what is that cephalochordata. And the next one வந்து we are going to the third subphylum. So that is what about our the member of subphylum vertebrata. Okay, they possess notochord during the embryonic period. Okay, when the fusion of male and female gametes fuse together, the zygote will be formed. Later, the zygote undergo divide to form what is that? The embryo. So from that embryonic stage itself, what happened? This vertebral column, that is notochord, will be present. Okay, va? So vertebrates abdinale backbone. What is the meaning of vertebrates? Na, the meaning is called as what is that? The backbone. Okay, backbone in this animals. If you see the characteristic features, if you see the notochord is replaced by what is that? The bony vertebral column in the adult. Yes or no? So in that end, the beginning stage, in the embryonic stage, it is like a notochord. Later, which is changed into what is that? Replaced by the cartilaginous bony vertebral column in the adult stage. Okay, va? So all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Got it? This is word important. It's maximum we can expect in the assertion reasoning type of questions. Okay, all vertebrates are what is that? Chordates. Okay, all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates வந்து என்னது? It's not a vertebrates, because in the embryonic stage only we have a notochord. Later, this notochord is replaced to what is that? Replaced, and it become what is that? The vertebral column, bony vertebral column என்ன ஆகும்? Replace ஆகும். Okay, va? And if you see the vertebrata, it is including mammals. We also comes under the what is that? Vertebrata only. Here, if you see our body, we have a paired appendages. Okay, we have a four limbs. Okay, hind limbs and four limbs usually present. So we have a two legs and two hands. Okay, limbs are present, and our body is covered by the what is that? Skin. Okay, our body is covered by the, and also we have what is that? Bones. The endoskeleton is made up of what is that? Bones and cartilages. Yes or no? And also we have our body is made up of living cells. Okay, and the cells within the body only present, and our brain is protected by cranium. Okay, so because of the brain is protected by the cranium, so we can also, the vertebrates can also can called as what is that? Craniata. What is the called as? The vertebrates animals also we can called as what is that? Craniata, because our brain is protected by the cranium. Okay, and the vertebrates possess notochord during the what is that? Embryonic period. Later, this notochord is replaced partially or fully what is that? A cartilaginous, a bony vertebral column in the adult. Okay, and also we have what is that? Respiratory system for exchange of gases. Okay, and we have a circulatory system. The circulatory system வந்து என்னது? It is a closed type. Okay, and also we have a heart. Okay, with the four chamber. Okay, and also some animals are two chamber. Fishes are two chamber. Reptiles are three chambers. Okay, and also what is that? All excretory system. Hemoglobin is present. Kidney is present. So all, and vertebrates are what is that? Unisexual. Okay, vertebrates are unisexual. So these all the what is that? A general characteristic of the vertebrates. Okay, and also if you see on the basis of absence of jaws, we have a jaws, right? So the based on the absence of jaws and presence of jaws, also vertebrates can be divided into, classified into what is that? Infraphylum. Okay, according to infraphylum. Okay, it is again divided into what is that? Okay, agnata, and what is that? Genethostomata. So like that it will be divided. It is when you coming to the next level of classes, you will study about it. Okay, va? So without jaw, okay, with jaw, like that, what is that? The animals will be classified. So this is what about the what? The vertebrates. Any doubt about the three subphylums? Any doubt about three subphylums? Okay, any doubt about that? So we are going to the next the topic of chordata la வந்து first we are going to what is that cyclostomata. What is the cyclostomata? Yes, we'll go with the cyclostomata. What is this? Yes, shall I move to the next? Any one of them, can you classify the characteristic of, can you give me the characteristic of the vertebrata?
The common characteristics
Any
is
one of
having
them? Mm.
common characteristics having a vertebral column, not a column.
Okay, ma. Yes,
They are
yes, ma.
classified into three types:
Next.
urochordata, cephalochordata.
Mm. Mm. Vertebrata, right? I'm asking about a vertebrata. Can you explain about vertebrata?
In embryonic
Characteristic of
stage, they
vertebrata.
have not a column.
Mm.
They develop in adult. They develop into bony vertebral column.
Mm.
All vertebrates are not chordates, ma'am.
Mm. Mm.
All vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates.
Okay. Next.
That's all, ma'am.
Okay, so these are what is that? And circulatory system, respiratory system, and excretory system. Okay, we have a jaws. Okay,
They are not
jaws are present. Mm.
jaw less, ma'am. Jaw present, ma'am.
Lack of jaw, both presence of jaw and absence of jaw also. What is that? The vertebrates will be
Agnatha,
classified, right?
gnatosomata.
Yes, Gnatostomata. So like both classification also is there. Okay. So Agneta vandu meaning என்னன்னா what is
Jawless
that?
animal.
The jaws are absent. Okay. Gnathostomata is they have the what is that? Jaws. Okay. Again the Gnathostomata also we can classify it into what is that? Fishes and tetrapoda. Okay. So fishes and tetrapods பார்க்கும்போது the fishes வந்து they have a fins, but tetrapoda வந்து they have a what is that? Limbs. Okay. So in that we are going with each division of the classification explanation. Okay. So first one, in your textbook point of view, it was given about what is that? The cyclostomata. So first the general characteristic of cyclostomata we are going to discuss. So the cyclostomata, cyclos meaning enna, make a note of it. Cyclos means circular. Cyclos, please make a note. Cyclostomata, the cyclos meaning வந்து circular, cyclos
Mouth.
meaning circular, stoma means mouth. So they have animals, they have what is that? Circular mouth. The animals have a circular mouth. These are extent jawless vertebrate, அதாவது jawless. Okay, jaws are cyclostomata in aganta, jaw, lacks of jaw, right? In this under the cyclostomata will comes includes. Okay, va? So these are jawless animals. Okay, jawless animals, and mostly what is that? Lampreys and hagfishes are included in this organisms. So these members, okay, these members here, mostly these are what is that? Exoparasite. The animals are one another cyclostomata. They are comes under the ectoparasites on some fishes. Ectoparasite on what is that? Some ஃபிஷ்ஷஸ்ல வந்து என்னது எப்பவுமே இட் இஸ் லிவ். எக்டோபாரசைட், எண்டோனா உள்ள, எக்டோனா அவுட் சைட் த பாடி வந்து இட் இஸ் பிரசன்ட். ஓகேவா? ஸோ எக்டோபாரசைட்ஸ். ஸோ அண்ட் பாடி இஃப் யூ சி இட் இஸ் எலாங்கேட்டட் லைக் அண்ட் ஈல் லைக். ஓகே, எலாங்கேட்டடா ஈல் மாதிரி பெருசா இருக்கும். Okay, and these are ectoparasites on some fishes. The body will be elongated and eel-like structure. And if you see, the skin is naked, slimy, without scale. Okay, actually, scales are absent. Skins வந்து ரொம்ப soft skins are present. Okay, va? And body is elongated. Okay, and they are fins are absent. Okay, fins are absent, and these animals are, the mouth is circular and sucker like. Okay, the mouth, because of the mouth only, it got a name. What what is that? Cyclostomata, right? So mouth வந்து circular இருக்கும், and this is the mouth only a sucker like organ. Okay, suck the nutrient or something. Okay, and heart, if you see, it has a two chamber heart, and they have a cranium also. Vertebral columns are cartilaginous, and they have a two chamber heart. One is atrium and another one is, what is that, ventricle. Okay ma, one is auricle and another one is the ventricle. Okay ma, and they migrate. Okay, they migrate for, okay, spawning to fresh water. After spawning they die. Okay, the larval stage வந்து என்னது, after metamorphosis return to, what is that, the ocean. So this is what about the cyclostomata. So what happened in this member, cyclostomata meaning வந்து mouth like, what is that, the mouth bearing animals are a circular mouth bearing animals. These are generally ectoparasites on the, what is that, some other fishes. The body வந்து elongated. Okay, they have nearly, if you see, 6 to, what is that, 15 pairs of gill slits are present for a respiration. Okay, the mouth, it has a mouth. The mouth has a sucking part. With help of the sucking only, with help of the mouth only, it can suck the nutrient. Okay, and the body, if you see, the body is, what is that, elongated, and it look like a eel, and the skin is naked, and it's very smooth. The body is very smooth, slimy, without scale. Okay, and the cranium is present. Cranium and vertebral columns are present. It is a cartilaginous. They have a closed circulatory system. Heart is two chambered heart. Okay, and mostly the cyclostomata are marine, but migrate for, what is that, to releasing the egg. Okay, to spawning. Spawning means to release the egg. They move to, what is that, a fresh water. Cyclostomata are marine. Mostly they live in marine water, but they are migrate to where? Okay, for fresh water they used to migrate during the, what is that, to releasing of eggs and the sperm release பண்ணும்போது they are moving to fresh water. After releasing the egg and sperm, again within a few days they die. Okay, their larva, after metamorphosis, okay, the changes. Okay, larva stages to the next changes, adult stages ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறம் return to, what is that, ocean. Example, Patriomyzon, okay, lamprey, and Myxine, hagfish. So these are the some of the organism comes under the, what is that, cyclostomata. Okay va, Petromyzon, okay, Petromyzon, and what is that, Myxine, Myxine, Myxine are the, what is that, some of the organisms. Okay, so this is what about the cyclostomata, about the life. Okay, anyone of them, can you tell me about the life, that general characteristic? We'll move to the next exam topic. Yes, what is the meaning of cyclostomata means? What is the meaning of cyclostomata?
Circular mouth, ma'am.
Circular mouth.
Circular mouth, ma'am.
Yeah, the circular mouth. How the body is long, elongated, look like a heel. Eel எப்படி இருக்குமோ அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஓகேவா? And what is it? Is a ectoparasite or endoparasites?
Ectoparasite.
The cyclostomata is a ectoparasite. So it is live on the, what is that, other fishes. Yes. And so whether it is jaw is present or jaw is absent.
Jobs.
Jaw is absent. Okay. How about the body? Whether the skin is present or absent? Skin is, skin இருக்கா இல்லையா? Skin is naked and it look வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும், very slimmy, ரொம்ப soft இருக்கும். I told, right, without scale. Okay, their body is devoid of scale. That meaning என்னது, without scales வந்து the body வந்து என்னது ரொம்ப soft nature. Okay, and they have a paired fins are present. Okay, and the next, so what about what is the reproduction stage? What will happen these animal? What it will do?
They present in marine, ma'am. When they are reproducting, they go to ocean.
They are go to fresh water. Marine water ல இருந்து எங்க move ஆகும்? It will move to the fresh water. What will do? They lay the
Eggs.
eggs and they lay the eggs and sperms.
Larvae.
What happened after?
Larvae produce, ma'am.
After that, whether it will die or survive.
They return to the ocean.
The parent organism will die or survive. After laying the larva, after laying the eggs and sperm, they die. Okay. Then when the larval stage will be returned to again the marine?
After metamorphosis.
Okay. After metamorphosis, they return to what is that? The ocean. Okay. So can you give me example? Bhumika?
Lamprey, hagfish.
Okay. Lamprey, hagfish. Okay. Petromyzon and myxin. Okay. Myxin, hagfish. Okay. Lamprey, these are the example of what is that? The cyclostomata. Okay, na? Yes. So the next one வந்து என்னது? Chondriocytes. Okay, we are going with the next topic is in your textbook is what is that? Cyclostomata completed, petromyzin and what is that? Myxin are the example. Okay, so the next animal வந்து என்னது? Okay, chondriocytes. Okay, chondriocytes we are going to see. It is about what is that? Marine animals only. Marine animal with a streamlined body. Okay, especially like a fishes. So they have like the animals like a, what is that? The fishes, marine animals. They have a streamlined body, and they have endoskeleton. They have what is that? Endoskeletons. Streamlined body இருக்கும். They have what is that? Endoskeletons are what is that? The present. Okay, and the next thing வந்து the mouth is located ventrally. Notochord is persistent throughout the life. Okay, throughout the life, what is that? The notochord is present. Okay, and okay, chondrios. Okay, chondrios means the chondrio meaning என்னன்னா cartilage fish. Actually, these organisms are called as cartilaginous fish. Okay, they are commonly called as cartilaginous fish. Okay, these animals are what is that? Marine with a streamlined body. These animals, if you see, it is a marine animal with a streamlined body. Okay, they have a scales. Okay, they have a scales are present. The body வந்து in previous animals we have discussed. Okay, skin is very soft and contain what is that? 1 second. Can you able to see, ma'am? Can you able to see the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, 1 second. Someone entered. I'm trying to allow them, but okay. 1 second. Okay, so these are what is that? Marine animals. Okay, chondriocytes nale meaning என்னதுன்னா the streamlined body with the cartilaginous what is that? Endoskeleton is present. Cartilaginous endoskeleton is present and the animals are marine and they have a streamlined body. Okay, the scales are present. Okay, the scales are pleasant. The scales name is containing the minute, okay, dermal denticles ன்னு சொல்லுவோம். They have a small minute pores. They are called as what is that? Placoid scales. Okay, placoid scales are present in this organism's body. And if you see, notochord is persistent throughout the life. Okay, and also the mouth is in the ventral side, and notochord is present in the throughout the life. Okay, and the teeth, if you see the teeth of this organism, okay, it is modified into placoid scales which are backwardly directed. Okay, the placoid scales are backwardly, what is that, directed. Actually, the jaws are very powerful. These organisms have a jaws, they are very powerful. Okay, these animals are actually, it is a predators. These animals are predators. Okay, and the intestinal as a spiral wall. Okay, actually nearly 5 to 7 pairs of, okay, 5 to 7 pairs of gill slit is present, and also operculum is absent in this animal. Chondriocytes, if you see, the operculum வந்து absent ஆ இருக்கும். Okay, but 1 or 2 animals the operculum is present, but in many, most of the animals the operculum is absent. And if you see, the air bladder is also absent. Due to absence of air bladder, they have what is that, swim constantly to avoid the sinking. Okay, so air bladder is absent here, so they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. And they are uricotelic animals. What do you mean by uricotelic animals? Uricotelic animals means, okay, urotelic animals,
Ma'am,
uricotelic
secreting
animals, ammoniotic, uric
excreting
acid.
uric acid in urine.
Uric acid. Actually, secrete the, what is that? Urine in urea. Okay, urea, if it is na urotelic. Uricotelic engumbodu, it is release the, what is that? Uric acid animals. And ammoniotic engumbodu, it will release, what is that? Ammonia. Okay, in the urea, in the urine. Okay, so these animals are called as uricotelic animals. Okay, and if you see in male, okay, in male animal, in the male, the pelvic fins are bare, okay, clepsers, okay, for a fertilization. Okay, and mostly these animals are viviparous. Viviparous, we have studied, I think, okay, in the previous lessons, and then viviparous and oviparous. Okay, viviparous na giving birth. Animals are called as a viviparous. Okay, and also the development of animal is a direct. Okay, and next thing, the heart, if you see, they have, what is that, two-chambered heart. They have a two-chambered heart, one auricle and one ventricle. And they have, some of them are electric organs. Example, torpedo. It is an animal is, what is that, the electric animal. Okay, and the next, electric organs. Okay, for example, some of them have electric organs. Example, torpedo. And some possess poison sting. Okay, poison sting also in this family some animals have. Example, trigon. Okay, trigon is an animal, they have in their body poison sting. And some animals in their body, they have, what is that, electric organs. Example, torpedo. Okay, and they are cold blooded animals. So there are two types of animals in our life. Okay, one is cold blooded and warm blooded. So warm blooded, now we all comes under the warm blooded. We need some particular temperature to maintain our body. So we have a closed circulation. Oh, the animals which have a closed circulation, they are comes under the, what is that, warm blooded. The animals which have a open circulatory system, they are comes under the, what is that, the cold blooded animals. Okay, so in these animals, they are depend on the environmental temperature. These animals, the cold blooded animals are, they are depend on the, what is that, environmental temperature. Okay, and the next one, sexes are separate. Okay, here the males have, what is that, pelvic fins, bear the clipsers. Okay, and they have an internal fertilization. Many of them are, what is that, viviparous. Example in this family, if you see, okay, colidon, dogfish, frestis, sharfish, and carcodon. Okay, great white shark, and trigon, stingray. So these are the, what is that, some of the animals. So these are the what, some of the animals of this family. Okay, dogfish, sawfish, and great white shark, and stringfish. So these are the what? Some organisms are included in this a family. Okay, so this is what about this family characteristic. What is that? Chondrocytes na? Okay, the chondros means cartilage fishes. Okay, so most commonly, what is that? They are called as cartilaginous fishes and they are marine animals. The body are streamlined. The body வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும் streamlined இருக்கும். They are marine animals and they have what is that? The scales are placoid. Okay, the scales are present. Scales are present. It has small pores. The pores are called as what is that? Placoid. The spores are called as placoid. We can call it as, and they are endoskeleton. These organisms are endoskeleton. The organism pathona endoskeleton organisms, and the notochord is present throughout the life, persistent throughout the life, and also the mouth region is ventral. The teeth வந்து என்னது modified into placoid scales. And the next one, the jaw is very powerful. These organisms வந்து they have what is that? Intestine has okay spiral wall. 5 to 7 pairs of gill slit are present for the what is that? Respiration. And the air bladder is absent here. Air bladder is absent, hence they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. Air bladder absent, so they have to swim continuously throughout the what is that? Inside, when it is inside the water, the purpose is if it is not swim, it is easily can go what is that? Is sinking inside. Okay, because of absence of what is that? The air bladder. And the animals, if you see, they are called as uricotelic animals, and they have the males, if you see, they have a pelvic fins. Okay, pelvic fins are present, and the fertilization, if you see, it is the internal fertilization, and mostly these animals are included in the viviparous. Okay, and the development is direct. And some of the animals in this family, some of the animals, they have what is that? Electric organs. Some of the animals, they have what is that? Electric organs are present. Some of the animals, they have a electric organs are present. And some animals, if you see, okay, some organisms, if you see, they are what is that? Poison sting is present. Okay, they have what is that? Poison sting is present. Okay, and here the examples like a shark. Okay, shark also included in this family only. Okay, shark and Indian dogfish, whale shark, the largest fish. Okay, the whale shark, largest fish. Okay, and the next one, hammer-headed shark. Okay, great white shark. These all are include clasper. Okay, if you see the clasper, male, I told na the internal, the male. I told what is that? The male have the males. In males, the pelvic fins are bear the claspers. I told. So this is the claspers. In a male, the pelvic fins. Okay, in a male, the pelvic fins are bear here the pelvic fins. They have what is that? The name is called as claspers. Okay, that aid in internal fertilization. Okay, that aid in that what happened? The internal fertilization will be takes place. Understood? So this is what about the organisms. Any doubt in this? Okay, children. Yes, you got idea. So chondrocytes, where it will live generally? It is a marine living or ocean or freshwater.
Marine, ma'am.
Correct, ma'am.
Except, what's your name, Da? I forgot your name. Tango, you're answering
Seedana,
now.
ma'am.
What's your name? What?
Seedana, ma'am.
Amma, instead of you, others, can you answer me, please? If it is wrong, also no problem. We are learning. That's all. Okay. If it is not understand, if you people not understood, I will go with again explanation only. Others also try to open your mouth. Okay. Yes. So the habitat where this organism can able to live.
Marine, ma'am.
Yeah, marine organisms. Okay. They are commonly called as. These organisms are commonly called as. These organism is commonly called as cartilaginous endoskeleton. Okay. Cartilaginous endoskeleton சொல்லுவோம். Commonly this class organism. Chondriocytes generally we can called as cartilaginous endoskeleton. What about the body? Streamlined body. Body எப்படி இருக்கும் பார்க்கிறதுக்கு?
Streamline the body, ma'am.
Yeah. Streamlined body. Okay va? And so mouth is located ventrally. So what is the notochord வந்து என்ன இருக்கும்? Persistent throughout the life.
Good life, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, gill slits are present. Okay, I told nearly 5 to 6 pair of gill slits are present, and operculum is what is that? Absent, without operculum. Gill slits are separate and present without operculum. Okay, and the skin வந்து பார்க்கிறதுக்கு எப்படி இருக்குன்னா streamlined body with the skin is very tough and contain what is that? Minute pore. Okay, these minute pores are called as placoid scales. Minute pores are called as placoid scales, right? And teeth. Okay, the teeth is modified into what is that? Placoid scales, which are backwardly directed. Modify ஆகி backward என்ன இருக்குன்னா direct ஆயிருக்கு. முன்னாடி கிடையாது. It is backwardly, it is directed in this animal. And the jaws, if you see, they are very powerful. Okay, and they are generally it is included under the predators. Okay, and these are predators. And here these animals, air bladder is absent. Due to air bladder is absent, they have to swim continuously and constantly they have to swim. If not, is it possibility to what is that? Sink inside the water. And if you see the heart is the what is that? Two chamber, one auricle and one ventricle is present. And in this organism, okay, some organisms, the body has what is that? The electric organs. So example, torpedo, Torpedo. Torpedo is animal. They have a body, have what is that? Electric organs. And some animals, trigon. Okay, they have in their body with what is that? Poison sting they have present. And mostly they are cold-blooded animals. Okay, so poikilothermus means what is that? Cold-blooded animals. Okay, and they lack the what is that? Capacity to regulate their body temperature. That means they are, okay, the body is depend on environmental temperature. And their sexes are separate. And the male pelvis, okay, the male pelvis, if you see, they have a claspers. And the fertilization, if you see, the internal fertilization takes place. And majority வந்து என்னது? Viviparous. Majority வந்து என்னது? Viviparous. Okay, majority of animals வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும்னா viviparous ஆ இருக்கும். So this is what about the what is that? Chondriocytes. Okay, va? So this is what about the characteristic. Can you give me example the animal which have what is that in their body? Electric shock. Give me an example. The animal, they have a body with the electric organs. Electric organs இருக்கிற ஒரு animal உடைய examples I am asking. What is the animal example? The animal which have, okay, electric organs in their body. Example.
Torpedo, ma'am.
Okay, torpedo. And some animals, they have a body with a poison sting. What is the example? These animal only in their body, they have a poison sting. What is that?
Trigon, ma'am.
Trigon. Okay. And these animal is what is that? Viviparous. Mostly they are viviparous animal. And in a male, okay, in male animal, if you see, they have a claspers. Okay, which is aid for what is that? Internal fertilization. And they have a strong mouth. Okay, the body skin is very, what is that? Tough. The skin வந்து very tough. Okay, and streamlined body is present, and heart is two chambered. And so here the air bladder in this animal is absent. So they are continuously, constantly, they have to swim in the water. If not, is it easily they can go sink inside the water. And the jaw is very powerful. Okay, and these animals will act as a predators. And the teeth are modified into what is that? Plicoid scales, which are backwardly, what is that? Directed. This is plicoid scales. It is present in the, what is that? Backwardly, it is directed. Okay, and the next one, this the operculum is what is that? Gill slits are separate. Gill slits are separate without operculum, and the notochord is persistent throughout the life. And it is a marine animal, and it is live in the, what is that? It is live in the marine for most of the time. Cartilaginous endoskeleton is present. Okay, and it is a streamlined body. So examples: the dogfish, sawfish, stringfish, great white shark. So these are the, what is that? Some of the example of these organisms. Okay, this is what about the chondriocytes. Got it? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, children. Yes. Chondriocytes. Okay, the common characters. If you see, they have a cartilaginous fish. When you are discussing the habitat, it's a marine. You want to know the dental characteristic. They are, what is that? Endoskeleton they have entirely cartilaginous, and they have a scales. It's called as plecoid, and the mouth is ventral side, and the gill slit is present. That is nearly 5 to 7 pairs of gill slit is present. The operculum is present. The air bladder is, sorry, operculum is absent. The air bladder is, what is that? Absent. The claspers are present in the, what is that? A male. Okay, and fertilization, if you see, it is an internal fertilization, and reproduction, if you see, it is a viviparous. So this is what important character about, what is that? Chondriocytes. Is it clear about it? So cyclostomata, we know circle mouth organisms, bearing organisms. And if you see chondriocytes, it means, what is the meaning of chondriocytes? A cartilage fish. It's called as, what is that? Cartilage fish. Okay. And the next one is about the, what is that? The cardio. Okay. So chondriocytes, and next one about the animal is, what is that? Osteocytes. Okay, so osteocytes also almost similar like in this organism only. Okay, here only it is included arteo. Okay, osteocytes. Here also, if you see the habitat of this animal is, okay, osteocytes, the habitat mostly commonly, it is a bony fishes. Osteocytes meaning it is a bony fishes. It is a bony fishes. Organisms are called as osteocytes. Okay, osteocytes are called as, what is that? Bony fishes. So bony fishes na osteo. Okay, and chondrio means, what is that? Cartilage fishes. So this also marine only. Okay, this habitat also marine, and or somewhat another freshwater also, and some animals are in the brackish water. Some animals another which is live in the brackish water. Okay, so marine habitat also is there, brackish water also is there, freshwater animals also is there. And if you see in this organism, they have a variety of shapes and sizes. In this animal, they have a variety of shape and sizes they have. This animal is variety shape and sizes. Okay. And if you see, the skin is covered with, okay, the skin is covered with the skin. If you see in this organism, covered with the cycloid. Okay, cycloid, the structure which is present here. Okay, but in the scales, in this chondriocytes we have discussed, it is called a placoid, right? But here the scales எப்படி இருக்குன்னா like a cycloid. பார்க்கிறதுக்கு எப்படி இருக்குன்னா cycloid. So this is Ctenoid scales are cycloid scales. So previous in this we have discussed like this placoid scales. Body scales வந்து எப்படி இருக்குன்னா placoidன்னு சொன்னேன். Okay, streamlined body. Okay, placoid scales. But இங்க வந்து skin is covered with what is that? Cycloid or ctenoid scales. And endoskeleton is bony. The endoskeleton is present. Mostly வந்து எப்படி இருக்குன்னா in chondrocytes it is like a cartilaginous, but here it is like a bony. And so the next thing about the air bladder. Okay, in air bladder if you see in that in what about in air bladder is absent in the chondrocytes, but in the osteocytes if you see the air bladder is present. The osteocytes if you see they have a air bladders. Air bladder is present in this animal. Air bladder is present. They are help to regulates the buoyancy. Buoyancy na medakaradukku helpful ah irukum. Okay, so the hence because the air bladder is present, the bony fish can stay at particular depth without expanding energy in the swimming. Okay, it can stay a particular depthly வந்து it can stay நிக்க முடியும் என்னது depth without expanding energy in the swimming. These are ammonotelic. That animals we have discussed about uricotelic, uric acid giving animals. In urea is present, but here ammoniatic, the urine is contain what is that ammonia, so they are called as ammoniotic animals. And here if you see the fertilization pathona generally what is that in externally. In chondrocytes we have discussed it is the internally, but here the fertilization is external. Okay, and in the chondrocytes we have discussed is about the viviparous, but here it is comes under the what is that oviparous. And also the development case in both also what is that the direct development only, fertilization internal and it is a external only. And claspers I told na it is present in the male, but here it is absent. And air bladder chondrocytes we have discussed it is present, sorry absent, so that constantly they have to swim. But here the air bladder is present, due to that in the particular depth also this organism can able to stay without swimming, so they can maximum they can save some energy for the swimming, from the swimming. And next operculum if you see they are absent in the chondrocytes, but here if you see they have a operculum is present. And gill slit, okay, 5 to 7 pair of gill slits are present, but here if you see only 4 pair of gills, make a note of it. Gill slit is present, it is a 4 pair of gill slit, and it is covered by operculum. There nearly 5 to 7 pair of gill slit is present without operculum, here with operculum. And skin is covered by what is that cycloid. Okay, and this is what about the what is that mouth part. If you see in chondrocytes I told it is in the ventral side, but in osteocytes if you see it is in the what is that a terminal end. The terminal end is present. So this is the what is that about the fishes, ovaries, intestine, liver, heart, and olfactory bulb, brain. Okay, and hair bladder, everything is present. So swim bladder it is given, see the swim bladder is present here. In osteocytes the swim bladder is present. The skin வந்து they have what is that cycloid or ctenoid scales are present. And so they are cold blooded animals, and here also the sexes are separate, the fertilization is external, they are mostly oviparous and development is direct. Examples marine exococetus and flying fish, hippocampus, seahorse, freshwater lepio, rogo, and cutla. Okay, and clarius magur, aquarium beta, fighting fish, and pterophyllum, anglefish. Okay, so these are the what is that about the osteocytes. Okay, so osteocytes na it's also called as what is that bony fish. Chondrocytes na it is also called as cartilaginous fish. Okay, so chondrocytes which is live in the what is that the marine water, but here the animals habitat both marine and also what is that freshwater and brackish water. The endoskeleton about this organism, if you see, they are made up of cartilaginous, but here it is a bony fishes. The scales, if you see, the skin is tough, and here the scales are called as placoid. Small pores are present, but here it is a cycloid. Okay, the mouth is in ventral side, but here in this organism it is at the terminal. Okay, the gill slit, if you see, they have a 5 to 7 pairs of gill slits, and 4 pairs of gill slits are in the osteocytes. And operculum is absent. Okay, gill slit without operculum, but here the operculum is present. And the air bladder is, what is that? Absent in the, what is that? Chondriocytes. So they have to constantly, they have to swim in the water. But the air bladder is present in the, what is that? Osteocytes. So in the particular depth, they can live without swimming. Okay, and also claspers are present in male. Here the claspers are absent. The fertilization, if you see, it is internal in the chondriocytes, and osteocytes it is external. And reproduction when the mostly viviparous, but here oviparous. So this is what about the, what is that? The chondriocytes and osteocytes. Anybody, can you differentiate the both organisms now? Anybody, can you differentiate osteocytes and chondriocytes? Who is going to? Who is going to? Who is going to differentiate? Am I audible? Bhumika? Bhumika?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you differentiate the between the osteocytes and chondriocytes, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me? I'll ask the question based on that you answer me. That's enough. Okay. Can you tell me the character of chondriocytes and osteocytes? Which one is the cartilaginous fish? Which one is the bony fish? Yes.
Cartilaginous
Which
fish on
one?
the chondriocytes, ma'am.
Okay. What about osteo? Osteocytes are
Bony
called
fish,
as
ma'am.
bony fish. Very good. What is the habitat of both animals?
Marine, ma'am.
Uh,
Cartilaginous.
Osteocytes are
Freshwater, ma'am.
only freshwater.
Marine, ma'am.
Rain, fresh water, and also brackish water, right?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
about endoskeleton? Endoskeleton is made up of
Cartilaginous, ma'am.
uh, osteocytes
Bone.
is made up of bony. Okay. What about the scales? Whether it is present in both or not? If it is present, what is the name of the scale? Is name of the scale.
Placoid scale, ma'am.
What is that?
Placoid scale, ma'am.
Okay, placoid scales for the chondriocytes. What about osteocytes?
Cycloid, ma'am.
What is the cycloid? Okay. What about the mouth in the both organisms?
Ventrally present, ma'am.
Huh. But in osteocytes,
Terminal, ma'am.
terminal. Okay. What about gill slits?
It's 5 to 7 pairs, ma'am.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
fish, ma'am.
Okay. What about operculum? In which organism is absent? In which organism is present?
Cartilages is absent, ma'am.
Uh,
Bony fish is present, ma'am.
what about air bladder? What is the function in both organism? What about air bladder in both organisms?
Cartilages is absent, ma'am.
Hmm. So due to absence, what the organism have to do?
Swim constantly, ma'am, to avoid
Okay. Yeah,
sinking, ma'am.
sinking. Okay. Yeah, okay. Here,
Air bladder is
osteo.
present, ma'am.
Yeah. So that, so that, so that
Red
what happened? What?
blood
Uh, okay. So because of air bladder is present, they can swim in the particular depth. Also, they can stay without swimming, right?
yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. What about the claspers? What about the claspers? Claspers are present or absent?
Present, ma'am. Male pelvic
Where?
rings.
Uh, yes, claspers are present in the, what is that? In a male of the
Male pelvic
chondrocytes.
rings, ma'am.
What about in osteocytes? It is
Absent, ma'am.
absent. Yeah, it is absent. Okay. Yes. Okay. And next, what in the both animal the reproduction is?
Internal fertilization, ma'am.
Hmm.
Cartilaginous fish, ma'am. Bony fish வந்து external fertilization, ma'am.
Okay. What about reproduction? Giving birth or giving egg?
We
Which one is viviparous and which one is oviparous? I'm asking that.
cartilages வந்து viviparous, ma'am. Bony fish வந்து
Okay.
oviparous, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Okay, so the next topic we are going with, what is that? Be ready, the next person to answer. About the next two are very easy topic only. Regularly, we used to see these animals. So we can easily answerable to this topic. So we know amphibia. Amphibia enadana, both it can live in the life. Okay, either it can live in the water, and also it can live in the, what is that? Okay, it can live in the terrestrial region. So both the region also this animal can be live. Okay, so here the organism both first one they are first vertebrate to attempt the transition from water to land. The name amphibia if it indicates okay dual life. They have a amphi means both life or a dual life. Okay, they can live in the aquatic and also they are as well as in the terrestrial habitat. Okay, and they are both the place they can live. And also, if you see the animals are what is that? A cold-blooded animals. So the amphibia means a dual life. They can live both in the aquatic as well as what is that terrestrial habitat. Okay, and they have what is that? Most of them they have two pairs of limbs. Two pairs of limbs are presented. Okay, and so mostly they are first vertebrates. Okay, the first vertebrates which attempt to transition from water to land. அதாவது mostly all the aquatic animals if you see they will live inside the water only. But this amphibians only they have tried to what is that for a terrestrial regionல வந்து வாழ்றதுக்கான first transition attempt வந்து எடுத்தது யாருன்னா that is this amphibians only. Okay, you got it. Got it. Okay. So, which animal the first attempt has taken to live in the terrestrial na? That is amphibians only. Okay. So, they have a dual life. Okay. And the next one, they are included in the, what is that? A cold-blooded animals. They are comes under the, what is that? A cold-blooded animals. And these animals, if you see, they are included most of the, what is that? Frogs, toads, okay, and salamanders. Okay, so these all organisms includes in the amphibia. So we are going with the characteristic, general characteristic. The amphibians வந்து they live partially in water and partially on land. Okay, habitat. If you discuss the habitat and habits, do not inhabit in the sea water. The sea waterல வந்து maximum இருக்காது. They live in the fresh water only. They breed in water only. Then the larvae are aquatic. Okay, the body, if you see, they divided into head region, trunk region. The body is divided into head region and trunk region. The tail is maybe present in some, okay, and the tail is persistent throughout the life in the urodeles. That is, salamanders is there na, salamanders. In salamanders, if you see, this is the salamanders. If you see in this animal, the tail is persistent throughout life is present. But in some animals, இது வந்து என்ன இருக்கும்னா, it will be disintegrate. Okay, after a particular period after. Okay, so the amphibians, okay, so live with both a water and land. They have a dual life. They won't inhabitat. Okay, in the inhabit வந்து sea waterல வந்து இருக்காது. They breed in water only. The larva stage, if you see, we can see in the, what is that, aquatic. And body division, if you see, they have a two division. One is the, what is that, head region, and another one is the trunk region. Here the neck is absent and at the tail actually is absent, but the salamanders, if you see in this organism, the tail is, what is that, a persistent. And about the limbs, limbs, so body division are told two division. One is a head, trunk, that's all, no neck. Tail is absent, but later disintegrate. Later only one organism is present na, that is the salamanders. And larva வந்து generally which is in the aquatic, breed in water. The dual role they have. Okay. But the next வந்து, if you see about the limb, they have a two pairs of, what is that, limbs. Okay, two pairs of limbs are present. Okay, and so the first amphibians are the quadrupedal vertebrates, which can support themselves and move about on land. Okay, quadrupedal vertebrates na, they can support themselves. அவங்களுக்கே support பண்ணி they can move about the, what is that, land. From the water to land க்கு move ஆகிறதுனால they are, what is that, called as quadrupedal vertebrates. They are called as quadrupedal vertebrates, we can call as. Okay, so limb, if you discuss about the limb of this organism, they have a two pairs of, okay, limbs. They have a two pairs of limbs. Okay, these limbs are very important during the life, okay, to movement, everything. And the amphibians are the first quadrupedal. Make a note of spelling of quadrupedal, QUADRA, quadra, QUADR, quad, RUPEDAL, quadrupedal vertebrates. That means which can support themselves and move about, and what is that, land. And the skin, if you see about these animals, if you see this animal skin, smooth, okay, moist, and it is a naked, okay, scaleless. The scales are absent in this organism. If you see this animal, the skins are very smooth, moisty. ஓகே, அண்ட் சம்ல வந்து ரஃப்பாகவும் இருக்கும். இதுல வந்து டோட்ல எல்லாம் பார்த்தோம்னா ஸ்கின் வந்து ஒரு மாதிரி ரஃப்பாகவும் இருக்கும். ஓகே, அண்ட் ஆல்சோ வாட் இஸ் தட், ஸ்கேல்லெஸ். ஓகே, and next one, digestive system, if you see, they have a alimentary canal, urinary and reproductive tracts open to the common chamber. Okay, it's called as cloaca, 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 which open out but cloacal aperture. Okay, so they have a digestive system. If you see, they are alimentary canal, urinary, reproductive tracts, all these organs, urinary tracts, alimentary canal and reproductive tracts open into the common chamber. இது மூணுமே ஒரு chamberல open ஆகுது. It's called as cloaca, 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 which open to exterior. Exterior, it will get open. And next, if you see the respiratory system, okay, and here respiration, for the respiratory purpose, we have a two parts in this organism. One, they have a gills, and another they have what is that, lungs, and also they can able to, through the skin also they can able to do the what is that, a respiration. And heart, if you see, it is a three chamber. They can have a two auricles and one ventricles. So these animals are comes under the cold blooded. So if two auricles, one ventricles, if they have, if mixing of a deoxygenated oxygenated blood, the organism can able to tolerate, because they are not depend on what is that, it's not comes under the what is that, warm blooded animal. They are comes under the cold blooded animals. Okay, and reproduction, if you discuss, they are dioecious, and the fertilization is external. They are oviparous, and development is what is that, indirect. Okay, va? So circulatory system, heart is three chamber, two atria and ventricle, three chambered heart of amphibians advanced of over the what is that, two chambered heart found in the fishes. When it is compared to the fishes, these three chambered heart are advanced. Amphibians are advanced than the what is that, the fishes. Okay, and respiratory system, if you see, they have a cutaneous respiratory system. Through the skin, the organism can able to respire. They are called as a cutaneous respiration. And buccopharyngeal. Okay, buccopharyngeal and bronchial. The exchange of respiratory gases by lungs na pulmonary. If it is gills na bronchial. If it is skin, it is a cutaneous. So these three types of respiration also present. So the lining of buccopharyngeal cavity. The gills are present larva and persist in some adult also. And the circulatory system I told. And excretory, they are kidney or excretory organ. The adult excrete urea and larva excrete ammonia. In adult stage, the urea only excretory. Okay, excretion waste. But in the adult stage, the larva stage, it is the ammoniatic. And reproduction and development, see, fertilization mostly external. Most amphibians are oviparous and they are lay eggs in the water. And the most development is what is that, indirect. So the larva stage is called as a tadpoles. The larva stage பேர் என்னது, tadpoles. Okay, and they are live in fish like. Okay, in the beginning of the stage, okay, they are like a fish, swim in the water using a tail. After completion of the larval stage, they metamorphosis into adult. Okay, so if see, adults are morphologically different from the tadpoles. Okay, so this is about what, the amphibians. Okay, the characteristic. So one more time I will recap. So amphibians are what is that, live in both aquatic as well as terrestrial. They have what is that, and body, they have divided into two. One is the head and another one is the tail part. Okay, the tail part which is present throughout the life in the salamander. The limb, if you see, they have two pairs of limbs. And the amphibians are also called as quadrupedal vertebrates. Okay, because they can support themselves to move on the land. And if you see the skin, when they it will be very smooth and moist, and it is naked. They don't have any scaleless, like a fishes they have a scale, but here they don't have a scale. And digestive system, if you see, alimentary canal, urinary and reproductive tracts, these three also, which is open in a common chamber, which is called as what is that, cloaca. Okay, and respiratory system, there are three kind of respiratory system we could able to see. One is through the pulmonary respiratory system. Through the lungs, respiration takes place. Gills, okay, takes place, it is called as a bronchials. And skin, if it is takes place, cutaneous respiratory system is present. And circulatory system, if it is present, heart is present, three chambered heart, two atria and one ventricle. Okay, so this compared to the fishes, the amphibians are the advanced one, because they have a three chambered. And the excretory system, if you see, they are urea in the larval stage. Sorry, the adult excrete urea, but in the larva stage it will excrete what is that, ammonia. And fertilization mostly external. Most of the amphibians they lay the egg, so they are oviparous. The development is indirect. And in the beginning of the larva stage, if you see this larva is look like almost similar, like what is that? Like a fishes, they can swim in the water with a tail. So after completion of the larval stage, they metamorphose into the adult. Okay, va? So adult are morphologically different from the tadpoles. So this is what about the amphibians. Any doubt in this? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Is it clear about the amphibian? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. We'll see in the next class about the what is that? The aves, and we have reptila, and next mammalia. So the next week we will finish this lesson, and we can go with the some 1 mark discussion. Okay, I will make a PDF of 1 marks I have made. For next class we will discuss about it. Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Is it clear? Yes. Can I wind up the class?
Thank
Can
you,
you
ma'am.
able to understand? Can you able to understand, Amma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next class when I'm come, I'll recap all these things again 1 more time. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma.